Hello everyone and welcome to another rendition of Zenfolio Live. My name is Kayla and I'm a part of the customer support team if you've never seen me here before. If you are new to this, let us know in the comments where you're from. We'd love to hear from you and give you a shout out on the live stream today. So I hope everyone is doing super well. Excited to talk to you guys today a little bit about sales reports. So just a quick announcement before we get started though. Our client campaigns are about to start for the year, which is super exciting. Enrollment emails are being sent out today, so be sure to keep an eye out in your inbox for those. And if you're not sure what a client campaign is, it's basically where we'll create a coupon and marketing materials for you, send those directly to your clients without you having to do anything really. So it's a super, super awesome service that you'll probably want to take advantage of. So if I can get Cheryl to throw out a link to the client campaign support guide article, that would be awesome. You can find some more details there in the meantime, but like I said, we will be sending out that email very soon. So you can check out all the info there. But yeah, so this will be getting started soon. So one thing to make note of is that we are not doing a Mother's Day campaign this year for our Canadian customers. We know you guys love your moms too, but just something to note going into this year if you are one of our Canadian customers. So today, I'm really excited to be going over something a little mundane actually. Sales reports, dun dun dun. So it really doesn't have to be that scary. We in Zenfolio lay everything out for you very clearly so you can literally just send it right over to whoever's helping you with your taxes. And even if you're doing them yourself, super, super easy to understand. And we're just going to go over how to find that information and interpret it today. So they can really be super helpful in figuring out what types of changes to make to your business, increasing your prices or whatever it may be. So we'll take a look at your questions after we go through the reporting, but feel free to ask questions as we go along, because I can always go back a little bit later and answer those for you. And even if you have some unrelated questions, that's totally fine too. Just feel free to throw that out there. Alright guys, well to get us started here, let's take a look at where you can go to find the sales reports. You will first want to go to selling, so let's go to that up here. And then there is this reports and payouts area. Perfect. So there are 4 areas you can click on here. Sales report, request to payout, account statement, and annual report. And I'm not really going to get into how to request a payout today since it is pretty self-explanatory from that area, but we are going to look at these other 3 items. So sales reports along with the account statement and the annual report make sales information easily accessible so you can determine valuable accounting information like how much you've sold, how much a profit you've made, what sales tax you've collected, things like that. So the numbers reported in the sales report and annual report can be used for reporting your income tax. And those can be exported. Like I said, you can send them right over to your tax professional, your accountant, whoever you need to. You can even export them just for your own records too. So it can be a really useful tool just for tracking these things. So let's look at the sales report first here. I'm just going to click on that. And I am in our test account, so these numbers are hopefully going to be a little bit lower than your own. But the numbers will look a little bit funky since I'm just in, a test account. Your own stuff is probably going to be a little more filled out. And hopefully you're not making a negative profit like we are in this test account. But if you are, that's totally fine. We can also, determine what you need to be doing to make a profit going forward. So that's okay too. But looking at this sales report, when you're in this section, you're going to see a ton of tabs. And, let's say you want to find out how much sales tax you need to report. You can go to the actual taxes tab itself to see a breakdown. So it's kind of just about like going into this report, finding the information you need and sending it on. So I'm in the taxes tab now. You'll then want to make sure the dates at the top right are accurate. Usually you'll just set this for the past year if you're doing something for tax purposes. But if you're looking for like a specific order or something, you may want to change that to a specific date. It could be something for today, whatever you need. So just make sure that's accurate for the time you're looking at, because you don't want to be reporting your 2016 taxes by mistake. So on the Orders tab, let's go there. You can find a list of all the past orders. So this can be super helpful for helping a customer with an order issue or someone wanting to reorder the same items from you again. You may just want to come in here and click on an old order and pull that up, and you can look at exactly how much profit you made, all sorts of good details about the order here, and kind of help the customer from there. So this is where you would find those ones that are no longer kind of listed in your pending area. And then we have the pre-orders area. We can go there. So the pre-orders tab is only going to show up for those of you at the advanced account level, but this is where your pre-orders would show up once they're paid for. We don't have any in this account, of course, but if this is a feature you're using, this will be where you go to actually view how much profit you're making from those pre-orders, how to view them after they're placed, all that good stuff. The products tab will actually show you the items your customers are ordering the most and the least. In this particular case, we've only got 2 items sold, a digital download and a print. But once you have several orders, you're going to be able to see exactly how many customers are ordering these types of things. So you can determine what your most valuable items are on your price list. If you see that your customers really aren't ordering a specific item, you can also consider removing it. So this is a very valuable place to go, just to determine what products you should be offering. Then there's also the coupons tab. This will show you all the coupons that you've created and that customers have used in a given time frame. So you can do this like pretty much for all time, like set this to the day you signed up for Zenfolio and do it for today, and it'll show you everything. And it'll show you the status of it, the code itself, and the number of times it was used. It's going to be really helpful if you've done a coupon campaign to come here and really understand like how often this coupon was used, what the breadth of the outreach of this coupon was. So that can be super useful too. And then we've got the customers tab. This will show you who bought from you in a given time frame and how many orders they placed. So I love this because I can tell who my top customer is. Those are the people that I want to be sending coupons to just encourage more and more orders, because they clearly are not hesitant to order from me. Now that also means though the people who aren't ordering from me, maybe they only placed one little tiny order, I might send them a coupon too, just to really encourage that. So coming to this area can be helpful in determining who you need to target. From there, the Photos and Videos tab will show all the photos that were ordered and the number of times they were ordered, as well as the number of original downloads, and same for the videos. We just don't have any in this test account at the moment. Then there is the Packages tab, and it'll basically do the same thing as Photos and Videos, but just for packages sold instead. And the annual report is something we'll look at in just a minute, but to avoid skipping around too much, I'm just going to focus on the other tabs. So one cool thing you can do here is export from certain tabs. So I might go to the taxes, for example. You will see a little export button here, just an orange export button. It will be available on the ones, most of them actually, where you can export that data and it will download as a CSV file. So it's super cool. I would definitely recommend doing this just for safekeeping at the end of the year. Just in case you ever feel the need to cancel your Zenfolio account, you'll still have this information even long after your account is closed. So, but we hope you'll stay with us forever. But just in case, it's always really good to have that printed somewhere, or even just like saved somewhere on your computer in the cloud where it's never going to get lost. And again, you can also export that and even email it to an accountant or a tax professional, whatever you need to do. And lastly, there is a place you can search for a specific order number. You'll find that at the top here. It'll bring you to the Orders tab, where you can then just click on the specific order number itself. And you can view the status of the order, what was placed, where it's shipping to, all that good stuff. So that little tool up at the top is really good for when you're just quickly looking for an order and don't really want to scroll through all of this. So it can be super awesome. So now let's go back to the reports and payouts area. And let's check out the account statement. That's down here. The account statement page allows you to view your current account balance as well as charges and credits. And if you are selling in multiple currencies, they all will be laid out here. I'm just currently looking at USD since that's all we have in this account. But you can switch those out, look at all the currencies you're selling in. Additionally, you can generate reports at any time using the date range fields in the top right corner. So these up here. So I could say like literally from the lifetime of this account to today and kind of just view everything if I need to, or even a specific month. So that can be useful as well. And you know, this is going to be the place you'll really want to review recent charges. Like you may want to double check that your account renewed at the right price at the expected time. You can also review older charges to your account here too though. So now let's go back. We're going to go back to that reports area. And next we can look at the annual report. I'm just going to click there. And this is just going to take us directly to that tab in the sales reports area. Just a little shortcut there in that field. So this is what you'll want for filing your taxes at the end of the year. This is where you can find your total profits after all your expenses have been taken out and really understand what sort of profits you made throughout the year. So here you'll be able to view a comprehensive annual report. It'll outline your revenues, expenses, subscription fee, literally everything you paid for and everything you brought in through Zenfolio. So you will notice you can export this too. That's super good. I like to use this form to determine if I'm charging enough. So at the end of the year, I'll review this just to decide if I'm making enough profits based off of the amount I've sold. So if I sold, you know, $3,000 worth of sales of merchandise throughout the year, I don't want to only be making a $400 profit after expenses. I want to be making as much as humanly possible, and I'm sure you do too. So maybe it's time to raise my prices in that case. If I'm doing this full time and I know I'm selling a ton of orders, but I'm not making a livable income, it might be time to pull the trigger and come up with a game plan for raising prices, creating marketing campaigns, really revamping your business for the coming year. So it can be really helpful in determining your next steps for the next year. But yeah, this is pretty much the basics of reporting. So let me know if you have any questions about how to view this information. The only thing I would say is that if you are kind of wondering how to understand your numbers, something like that, where you need to look at your specific data, you'll probably want to write us at Zenfolio. It's support@zenfolio.com, and any of our support agents will be happy to help. So I would recommend reaching out to them if you have specific questions about your own situation or interpreting the numbers. All right, so it looks like we have a lot of people talking in chat already. Goodness gracious, guys. Let me scroll up here. Okay, looks like, is it Marcia? She says he is from Romania, which is super cool. It's awesome to have someone from so far away talking with us today. So it's nice to have you. I see Zach says aloha. Hi, Zach. Thanks for joining us. Is it Ollie's Images? He says, hey, I was just talking to Phil Riddy. Thanks for doing this live video. Phil is the man. He's part of our support team too, and we love him here. So I'll make sure to tell him that you gave him a shout out today. So Home Phone says aloha as well. P. Drew Photography says greetings, and Roxanne is with us again today. Hi, Roxanne. So thanks everyone for joining us. So glad to have a big audience today. Nick Ellis. He says, hey everyone, first time on this, looking forward to learning. We're really happy to have you here too, Nick, so thanks for joining. All right. So Ollie's Images says, my accountant loves that I do this. Yes, so having Zenfolio as a part of your order process, doing your client proofing through us, this is literally all done for you in the background. It's not something you're going to have to be tallying yourself at the end of the year. It certainly makes it a lot easier, and I can imagine your accountant would appreciate that. All right. So we do have a question from 24/7 Media Group. They say, is there a way to make a coupon like buy 5 get 5 free? So it is kind of possible in a roundabout way. Let's take a look at that. So for those of you who don't know, in order to create a coupon, just in general, you're going to want to go to the selling area of your account and then go to coupons and campaigns. And once you're here, you can just add a new coupon. And when this shows up, just to kind of give you a heads up, there's not really a way to create a tier-based discount, but you can create a coupon that will only work once a minimum purchase value has been met. So that can be kind of useful here. So I would name this just something you'll remember, like 545. The code can even be the same thing, doesn't matter. And kind of remind yourself and others what this coupon is for. So you could say 5 prints for, hold on, let's say 5 prints for the cost of 5 prints. Whatever you want to add there. And then you can come down here into the coupon value area. You would want to discount the products by a certain amount, most likely. So let's say that 5 4x6s are going to cost $20. So I would want to discount $20 after $20 was already applied to the order. So discount the products down to 20. I would definitely make that on just prints and products, just to be clear. Maybe even narrow down the galleries if need be. But the order minimum is going to be the important thing here. So we would want them to spend that $20 before they got an additional 20 off. You could even say it had to be, I guess, 40 in this case, so that they could have that discount. They would have to have 40 items on there before they got the $20 off. So 40 would be correct there. But yeah, so it doesn't really work with like a tiered discount. But if you were doing this, let's just say on 4x6s, you could advertise that it was just for that print size, and set an order minimum and a amount that kind of makes sense. And from there, for those of you who don't know how to use coupons quite yet, you would just provide that coupon code you create to whoever you want. So that's just going to be the important thing to note there. And then you can save it, and you should be good to go. I guess, yeah, that should be pretty much it. Let me know if I didn't answer your question fully. I definitely want to make sure I answered it as well as possible. It is a little bit confusing when you're trying to do like the tier pricing, I guess, since it's not 100% possible, but just let me know if I can help any further there, 24 Media Group. So we did have another question from Adam Hudson. He says, hi Zenfolio, had a question. Is there a specific place to see orders that I place on my account instead of the standard order lookup? Yes, there is. So you would want to go to the selling area here, but this time you'll just go to the main area. And there should be a little section over here on the left. It'll be orders requiring your attention. You can click on that. And there's going to be a section there that says orders placed by the photographer. And this should give you literally every order you place through all time if you set it all the way back that far. So you can find every order you've ever placed in this area. So from here you can look at the details of it, view a receipt, the status of it, whatever you need. So I hope that answers your question, Adam. All right. Oh, it looks like we did have the creating coupons and the video tutorial thrown out there. That's awesome. And Sharks408 says, Ollie and I want to make bank. Okay, Sharks, yes. You can definitely make bank and track that bank in Zenfolio. So you've come to the right place today. All right. And 24/7 Media Group says, I believe you did. I was thinking more or less digital. Yeah, so whatever price you offer for like 5 digital downloads, you would just want to double that and make that the order minimum, and then give the discount for whatever price off after that. Okay. Oh, I think we have another question. Good. Nick says, I've had trouble adding music from your stock music to my account. What's the trick? So I will say, just something I kind of noted recently is that Safari has made some changes that kind of affect the autoplay of soundtracks in Zenfolio. Once you have that soundtrack applied, if you are in Safari, and you are completely updated, I think it's Safari 11 if I'm not mistaken, you would want to check out your settings with them. I might be able to pull it up real quick actually. Let me take a look here. So I'm in Safari here now. All I'm going to do is go to my preferences, and when that pulls up, you'll go to websites, autoplay, and then down here, by default when you upgrade to 11, I believe it's set to never autoplay. You want to set that to allow autoplay. So just a tip for those using Safari. If you're not using Safari and it's still not playing, I would recommend reaching out to our support agents, support@zenfolio.com, and they will be happy to help you get this playing and hopefully working, because these should for sure be playing in your account. I can show you real quick, just for those of you who aren't aware of how to set up the soundtrack. Nick, this may just answer your question, me going through it too. I'm going to go to the photos section of the account real quick. Let's just say I want to add it on a slideshow page. Let's go to the portfolio, and I'll open the portrait gallery here. So I'm going to hover over preview and click on customize when that comes up. Let me get my big head out of the way here. So we're going to open this gallery up in the customize view. And when this appears, I'm going to go to the page for the slideshow. Perfect. And now you'll see this soundtrack option at the very top of the page. If you do want to apply a soundtrack, this is going to be the place to go. If you're uploading one, I would say it is, I guess, a little bit more complicated. We do have an uploaded one here. There are certain formats that will not work in Zenfolio. Some, like I think it's M4A, will not play on mobile in a lot of cases. In general, if you're uploading, you're going to want to make sure that's an MP3 and that it's not copyrighted music. It should be royalty free. If you downloaded it from a place like iTunes, wherever, we definitely don't encourage you using that music on here. Just like you want to keep your images protected from people just copywriting them, stealing them, whatever, you definitely don't want to do the same to some artist in another field like music. So that said, though, the triple scoop music should definitely work. When you click play, if you do not hear it, you may want to check that your speakers are working, just the obvious stuff first. If you genuinely cannot get any of these to work, though, definitely reach out, and we will be happy to answer any questions you have as far as getting that to work properly. But typically from here, you would just select that soundtrack and click apply. Once you do apply that, I will say sometimes, just depending on the browser, it can take just a couple minutes for that to really start playing. I've seen it take as long as 10 seconds, just depending on my own browser speed, my connection. But after about 10 seconds, if it's still not playing, something's probably up. So again, just reach out to us at support@zenfolio.com if you're seeing some issues there. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. Sharks408 says, does Zenfolio allow me to upload transparent PNGs to show parents' sports photos on different backgrounds? Yes, that is entirely possible. We actually just rolled out this feature, so it's awesome that you asked. Let me go back to the dashboard here. We call this our green screen feature. It's typically used for like sports, school photography, when you're shooting like one person and you want multiple backgrounds behind them. The parents can then come in and order those images and choose what background they want behind them. So it's super cool. That's going to be done in the backgrounds area up here in the organizer. You'll want to upload all sorts of different like background options. We do have a few available here to check out. Let me show you here. So we have like a grayish blue, dark blue, all sorts of good, awesome colors. And then I believe we have a demo here. I might be able to show you. Well, there's Robert's Bitmoji. Robert, for those of you who don't know, he's the one who usually does these live streams, but we've been kind of bouncing off each other here and doing them both. So you can, I guess, kind of offer these different backgrounds in the green screen area down here. This is where you can set which ones people can choose from. Check that out. And there is also a demo. Let me open that up real quick. There's a Zenfolio test site here that I'm just going to pull up. Yeah, so we've got like 2 kids here. Once you have this set up in the back end of your account with these different styles, you can maybe choose, like, I don't want to offer this one, just these 3, you know. Choose which ones are going to work for you. Once you have that applied, it should show up in the gallery itself, and you can click on the image and choose change background, and that'll show the person the different background options. You can also choose to charge for these, which is an option as well. So if I can get Cheryl to throw out the link to, I believe it's just a green screen support guide article we have. I think we have that out already. If not, definitely feel free to write in at support@zenfolio.com. It is a very new feature, but we would be happy to walk you through that a little bit further. So yeah, just be sure to check that out. Again, this is only going to be a feature for advanced accounts. That is something I do want to note here. So if you're not at the advanced account level, it is something you would need to upgrade for eventually. All right. And I should let you know also, Robert is actually going to be going into this in depth next week. So if this is something you're interested in, tune in and we can cover it just a little bit more next week too. But do know the feature is there, it is possible, and it's super cool. So it works for sports photography, portraits, whatever you need. All right. What else have we got here? So 24/7 Media Group says, thanks. Do you have time to go into deep depth of blogs? If not, that could be next week. So I can definitely just kind of cover, I don't know exactly what you want me to go through. If you have some specific questions. Oh, it looks like you did come back here. If you could talk more about blogs in depth, alignment, blog templates. Also, could you ask the engineers to put an expansion tab on the bottom of the composing window? So yeah, I can show you guys a little bit about the blog feature here. Just for those of you who don't know, it is under website, and you'll go to blog. And once you're here, this is where you're going to like add the actual post in the background of your account. But you will preview and configure the way it looks in the customize view. So we can kind of look at both here. I'll open that one in a new tab so we can look at that in a second too. But let's say I just want to open up this one. So I've got like an image, I've got a link here, I've got some text. You can add all sorts of different stuff to this specific post. As far as alignment goes, 24/7 Media Group, you can come down here and create a table. There is a table functionality here, and I like to use this for getting things aligned properly. So I'll click there. I might say there's only going to be 1 row and 2 columns. And this can be good for posting like 2 vertical images side by side. I'm going to set the border to 0, and I'll set this to center. So now I have 2 little blocks down here that I can put content in. What I usually do is check the width that the horizontal photos are displaying at. So let's take a look at that. So it looks like this is the extra large size, so it is going to be 1100 pixels in width. So what we will want to do is kind of space these out where they are going to be half of that size, so that together they make a width of 1100 and kind of align together. So let me see if I can find a vertical photo. I am not used to this account. Nope, you're horizontal. Vertical. There we go. Okay. So in the layout area, you can set a custom width. Oh gosh, what is half of 1100? I don't even know. Pull out my handy calculator here. So half of 1100 is 550. I would make the width of this one 550. And then the height will just auto adjust, but I would set this to be centered in the table. So then I'll click insert, and I've got the one here. Then I will just click tab to put my cursor in that other little box, since it does get a little narrow there. I can go to photo up here, and let's find one more vertical. This might be a challenge. Oh, that's the one I was in. Let's see. Haha, okay. So I will do the same exact thing with this one and set it to 550 as well. And insert it. So in theory, these two together now should be roughly the same width as this. Sometimes it does kind of require some guess and check because it's not perfect. I will tell you that outright. But when it comes up, you can see it's pretty close. We might just bring that down just a little bit, because I will say that extra large size is kind of an estimate at times. But we could bring this down just a couple more pixels. Maybe instead of 550 each, we could do 525. But I do definitely recommend the table functionality for getting everything aligned really well. If you don't see it aligning well in this content area, definitely preview it, because that's going to be the way to check it for sure. Because it will give you a hard time sometimes, as you can see. But that's what I would recommend as far as alignment goes. Let me see what else I can show you. Let's go into the customized view. So one quick thing I can note is that there are a ton of different layouts for the blog. This particular one is using the widescreen photo with the summary over top of it. We do have some where it's just continuous scrolling, some where there's just a little summary and you click on it to read more, some that have sidebars. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. What else were we asked here? So alignment, blog templates. I'm not sure what you mean about the expansion tab, 24/7 Media Group, but if you're interested in having that requested or something changed to the way things work now, feel free to write us at support@zenfolio.com. We can definitely help you out a little bit further there and even pass that along if need be. But that's kind of the basics here. If you have any more specific questions, definitely let me know and I can cover that as best as I can. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. So, Ted James says, shoot proof pixie set a lot of, I think that means competitors. Not sure what you're asking, but if you're looking for some kind of comparison between our site and our competitors, it's not something I really want to get into over Zenfolio Live, honestly, but we can cover that in an email for you. Honestly, we don't really stay up to date totally in support with all of the different types of competitors out there. But if you're wanting like a feature comparison and want to move over to Zenfolio and make sure we have all those same features, you're definitely welcome to write us at support@zenfolio.com and we can tell you more about that. Even if you're looking for a specific feature you're not sure is available on Zenfolio, definitely let me know, Ted, and I can take a look at that on the live stream. All right. Let's see. So 24/7 Media Group, so they were running into several issues, but like I said, just feel free to reach out to a support agent to help for some more one-on-one support. We're very friendly people. We'll be happy to help a little more in depth than I can on the live stream today. So I think it's Mercia. Please forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong. He says, is there a way to find all the galleries which contain raw files in an advanced account? So unfortunately, not automatically at this time, but you would have to open up the group that they are kept in, and you will see a graphic showing that there is a raw file there. I don't know if we have any in our photos here, but I can certainly take a look. Let's see what shows up for us here. Yeah, I don't think we have any. I'm not seeing any right off, but normally if you do have any raw files, when you open up a group, it'll show right under the gallery that it'll say raw files there, and you can click it. Another way, just to quickly test if you have any in your account at all, I will just open up every single group that I've created. I'll go through like a crazy person and open every single one up. Oh wait, there's a raw files one. Let's check that out. So yeah, when you do have a raw file open or uploaded, it will show in that specific area. But in order to check to make sure, if you have several groups and galleries, I like to use the Command F button feature in most browsers. It is a find tool, so I might type raw there, and then it'll take me directly to that raw files area. So it's just a little trick for finding that. But there is no functionality in Zenfolio at this time, but I know this is something that's been brought up before, and we are hoping to add it in the near future. So hopefully we will have that available for you very soon. All right, what else have we got here? So Sharks408 says, how often should I post a blog for SEO? I heard that Monday at 9 a.m. is one of the most popular times for people to surf the web. How do you get the blog post onto Facebook? So I guess there's really no like certain time you should post, as far as I know. I mean, it really depends on your audience and how well you're going to be marketing that blog post. Posting it on social media, like you mentioned, is definitely a very, very good way to get that out there. Just posting it everywhere, sending an email, anything, just to like get people to come back to your site and view that. The blog is the best way to kind of like bring in traffic from people who may or may not know about you already. So I wouldn't really worry about posting at a specific time, but maybe if you're targeting people in your time zone specifically, you may not want to post in the middle of the night where you're at. You may just want to set that for like when people are getting home or like winding down at the end of the day, you know, just something that makes sense. But if you're someone who is trying to sell globally, it really doesn't matter. You know, there's going to be people awake in some part of the world at some point during the day. So it really just depends on what you're trying to do. But as far as SEO, with the blog, in the blog post, there is an area where you can add some tags at the bottom. So I'm just going to go back into this one. You can add a meta description and keywords to it, which can be super helpful for SEO. So you can choose, like it even has some suggested here, just from your most used keywords. You can fill this out, and like this one's about a creepy farmhouse in North Carolina. So we have abandoned places in North Carolina and creepy farmhouse. From here you might even add some more, like the type of mood that the photo is, I guess, conveying. So creepy might be good, or the colors of it, where it was located in North Carolina, anything about the history of it even. If it's like a famous historical landmark in your town, you might even like name whatever it's named after. So I would recommend just getting into as much detail as you can in the keywords. And the meta description is meant to be pretty like quick and simple. Like a really cool farmhouse I photographed in North Carolina really does sum it up. You definitely want to include the location here, I would say. But that's the best I can recommend for the blog with SEO. And then again, if you want to post that onto Facebook, you would want to grab this URL. This is the URL for the public facing side of your blog. So just to double check, I'll put that in real quick. You can make sure it's all set up, looks nice before you want to share it, and whenever you are, you would just paste that link directly into Facebook. So just copy it and paste it into Facebook. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So Roxanne says, I see your images come up with a pin it for Pinterest. My photos do not seem to have that. How do I set that up? That is a good question. I know it happens in the blog. And I think it happens in the portfolio too. Let me double check that. I know it has something to do with the thumbnails, so I can double check that in a second. It's not on that one. It is in the blog though. Let's check out the blog settings, because I think that's going to be the best place for us to figure this out together. Let me go to close. We'll go to preview and configure blog. And I might look at how to do that for just a regular gallery too. But as far as setting it up in the blog goes, I'm pretty sure we would go to a blog post. And then we'll go to options at the top of the page. Yes, so the pin it button is set to show here. So when I'm hovering over that, that's why that's showing in the blog itself. Let's take a look and see if there's a way to do that just in a regular gallery too. So I might go to the photo section and just open up one of my random ones. Let's just go with that portrait photography gallery again. And we'll open it in the customize view. Well, we're gonna try. There we go. Okay. If I go to options at the top of the page and go to the thumbnails tab, there is a little Pinterest button that should be showing on hover. Let me check that. Yeah, so at the very bottom there's a little Pinterest icon. It won't say pin it specifically, but if I click this, it will open up in Pinterest where I can then share it. So the options, thumbnails tab, not to be confused with the thumbnails page tab, and the social media icons are what you'll want to check off there for sharing. I know a lot of people ask about Instagram for this particular one, but we do not support that at this time. But pretty much the other 4 big players are there, so definitely something to check out. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Oh, and guys, we do have just a little over 15 minutes left, so if you do have any last minute questions, definitely let me know. Don't want to miss your question here today. All right. Oh, and Roxanne, I do see that Cheryl sent out that link for the support guide article on adding that, so that's great. Let's see here. 24/7 Media Group says, is there a way to export once done if you need it for, say, other networks like magazines? Let's see. Are you talking about exporting an image or a blog post? Sounds like you were talking about a blog post. I don't think there's a way to necessarily export it, but you can grab the RSS feed. Let me see here. I think I need to view the public side of it here. Let's just go to the blog up here. So in Zenfolio we do offer an RSS feed, which can, I believe, be shared with most magazines, and they'll kind of know what to do with it. Let me see. I don't even think we have a link to the blog here. Let me just type that in. Nope. Let's try blog. There we go. Okay. So at the very bottom there should be the subscribe RSS button. If you click that, it's going to take you to a really weird looking version of your site, but this is where you could share like just the general link to your blog post. It's just kind of like a shortened version for them to subscribe to you with. I don't know if that would be something they can use. You can also just share a link with them. Can't really see it here. Let's move that down. You can just grab this link up here at the top and send that directly to them. But I don't believe there's an export option because, you know, you typically don't want people, you know, taking your photos and doing things with them. So as far as I know, there is no export, but you can use the RSS feed or just send them a direct link. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Roxanne says, will these links be available after the tutorial on YouTube? That's a good question. I believe we can make them available. That's more of Robert's department. I believe he will make several of these available in the description afterwards and export this chat. I think we're still working on how to, I guess, make these chats available after the live stream. So you may see that sometime soon, hopefully. Let's see. Yes, they will be in the description of the recorded version. So, yeah, if you don't have time to save all of these, which I don't think anyone would expect you to, you can definitely check out the description a little bit later. Alright, well, we've got a couple more minutes here, and I'm out of chat questions, so let's take an email question or two here. This person says, I am a SmugMug user. Tell me why I should switch to Zenfolio. So, I mean, personally I'm a little bit biased, but I absolutely love Zenfolio, not just because I work here, but also because Zenfolio is truly the most multi-versatile tool I've found for running my own personal business. You know, a lot of the features we have, SmugMug is going to have several similar ones, but there's a lot that we offer that they don't. You know, I am not familiar entirely with the SmugMug platform, but if you're ever interested in a feature comparison, like I was telling, I think it was it was Ted earlier, you can definitely write into support@zenfolio.com and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have just to make sure that moving over is the right decision for you. If we don't have a feature that you absolutely need for your business, we'll be completely honest with you. So there's no hesitation in writing us just to see if it's going to work for you. What I can say though is that we have a super duper awesome support team. Again, I'm a little bit biased, but our support team is really awesome, and we do offer 24/7 support via email, chat, phone, depending on what plan level you're at. So if you are looking for some very detailed help in getting set up, you can always reach out to us any time of day. And we also have the support guide articles, we have our YouTube channel, so we have so many resources for you to get started and really dive in. So I think Zenfolio is awesome, but and I think several people here might say so too. So I hope that it helps a little bit, but again, if you need that specific feature comparison, definitely write us at support@zenfolio.com. Let's see what else we've got here. It looks like we do have some more chat questions. Okay. Shark says, can you show me where the client campaigns are, pretty please? Yes, that's a great idea because those are going out today, those emails that I mentioned at the beginning. Let me go back to my dashboard here. So if you're not familiar with what these are, like I said at the beginning, they are campaigns that we will basically run for you, essentially. We'll create a coupon for you, marketing materials, and we will communicate with your customers about the sales going on. So all you have to do is just choose to enroll in these campaigns, and it's super duper awesome. So let's go to the settings, and then we'll go to the selling portion of the account. And here there is a free client marketing area, and this is going to tell you everything you need to know before enrolling. If you're in Canada or another part of the world, you may not see these exact same promotions, but these are all updated for 2018. So go ahead and enroll in the ones that you're interested in. We do have a client campaign page that'll give you more details about upcoming promotions and the emails we'll send clients. We have a preparedness checklist just to make sure you have everything squared away for it to be as successful as possible. So you'll want to check out those links. And let's see what else. Oh yes, there is an enroll all button if that's something you're interested in doing too, which we hope you are, because we want to help you be as successful as possible here. And if you do have any questions about your own setup, you're not really sure about the preparedness checklist, definitely write us. Again, we try to be as friendly as possible, and that email is support@zenfolio.com. So if you do have any questions about this, just write in. I can also answer any specifics here too. All right. 24/7 Media Group says their support is the best, hands down. Thank you so much. I am flattered. But yeah, our team is awesome. I can't take all the credit. Again, we are a 24/7 support team. We have users in Europe. I'm part of the North Carolina based team. We have people in California, really just all over. And we are all just so excited about Zenfolio in our own personal lives that we just love to help people with it. So, but I'm glad you think so. All right. I think we have time for a couple more questions. I have an email question here. It says, I'm not a wedding or portrait photographer, so will Zenfolio not work for me? It can totally work for you. We have tons and tons of landscape, nature photographers, product photographers. If you're just anyone interested in selling your work or just displaying your work on an online platform, there's really no reason not to try Zenfolio. We do have a free trial you might want to sign up for. I can get Cheryl to throw out that link. But I definitely recommend checking that out and making sure Zenfolio is going to be right for you. But just as far as the genre of photography you're doing, I mean, I've seen people who don't even do photography. We've had jewelry designers and all sorts of random stuff. A bed and breakfast used to be with us. So you can really make the account work for you. And just one quick thing I would mention is that we do have custom pages available under the website portion here. So if you're not really going to be someone who benefits from showing off tons and tons of photos in your account, you can make a completely custom page if you don't really need to be showing photos necessarily, but maybe advertising your business in some sort of way, whatever that business may be. So it'll absolutely work for you as long as you feel like Zenfolio has the right features for you. I would say go for it, even if you're not like a wedding portrait photographer in general. All right. We do have another one here. This person says, I'm a Western lifestyle photographer. That is very cool. And I have a website through your organization. I really love the customization we can do, but I would like to make a calendar and custom cards that they're your customers as well as you make a profit. Our customers can simply order and not have to edit. So kind of like, I guess she wants to sell a calendar that's just kind of pre-built. I've had customers have me make their cards and I have to go through making and shipping. This is not time well spent. So she says, please find a lab that will allow us to offer our designs ready to go, cards and calendars for a price that we can make a profit with. That would be so awesome. Thank you, Carla. So this has been a long-standing feature request, and the ability for photographers to kind of productize a template that MPix might offer and sell through their account is not 100% possible at this time. What I would probably recommend is selling that particular product as a self-fulfilled product. I know Carla mentioned that this wasn't working for her because it was very time sensitive and she was kind of pressed for time. But you can go into the selling portion of your account and offer self-fulfilled products. And this could just be like Carla's 2018 calendar. It doesn't have to be a specific thing, but then you would go in and place the order for that customer. Another thing I might recommend is checking out the template designs. Let me move my head out of the way here. So if I go in here, I can actually create a template I think they can do the calendars and everything. And instead of having like a photo placeholder where they would then choose the photo, you could, in theory, just upload a specific image just ready to go and have that built in. So I might do the MPix. I think they have the calendars on here. Maybe. Large calendar. No. There we go. The desktop calendar is available. You could go into here and use a background design instead of a photo placeholder. And you have one for every single month, so maybe just go to like January, upload whatever one you want for January in there, and have a specific design set up and ready to go. That way, instead of them choosing an image, it'll just kind of go through and add those specific ones. but I think they do have to have at least one placeholder if I'm not mistaken. So maybe you could just make the one they choose the cover image, and the rest would all just be kind of like on there and ready to go. But that's just an idea. I might kind of toy around with that. I'm honestly not sure how great that would work, but that's definitely where I would look personally. All right. So we got about, let's see, 5 more minutes here, guys. If you do have any last minute questions, definitely let me know. I want to make sure everything is covered today before I sign off. But since we don't have any others, I'll take another email question. This user says, what plans allow you to set your own price list? I'm thinking about joining. So I imagine most of you on here are probably already a part of Zenfolio, but just in case you're not and you just randomly stumbled across us, the pro level is the entry level selling account, and it's geared toward professional photographers who want to sell for a profit, control their branding, things like that. So that's like the basic one. And then there's the advanced plan, which is geared toward studios with multiple people typically, who will have their own account with different levels of access. So some of the features that are with the advanced account level, you would have phone support. You could do events, so it's really great for school photographers, event photographers. And there are more options for your pending orders, like you can cancel them yourself. So I would consider your own needs and see what might work a little bit better for you either way. And one thing I recommend in general is just going with the advanced account at the monthly level. You can do that just for a couple months until you get used to Zenfolio and how to operate things, and have that phone support available while you're getting started, if phone support is something you prefer. And you can always downgrade back to like the pro level later on when you get more comfortable if you think those features are more in line with your needs. So definitely something to consider. Even if you're someone viewing today who's on the pro plan, if you're interested in upgrading, that is entirely possible. You can do that at any time, and you'll receive a prorated discount as well. So I would recommend looking at that if you think your needs are growing in your business. All right. This person says, how do I remove the visit shop option? So that's a great question. Let me show you. I'm going to go to the photo section here, and I'll show you guys what they're talking about first and foremost, just so we are all clear. So this gallery does have a price list available on it. That will be important when you're checking this out. Only those with a price list on it are what are going to show this specific page. So when I click on an image, it's going to take me to this page where there's a visit shop, and there is quick shop products too. So typically there would be some products listed here. It doesn't look like it's set up in this gallery, but that's okay. So I want to go to the customize website view in order to change that. You can get rid of the quick shop products as you saw there. You can get rid of the visit shop, or you can display both, whatever's going to work for you. So to get there, I went to customize view. I'm going to go to the gallery quick shop page in the upper left. And whenever this loads, one day soon, there we go. We can go to the options at the top of the page and choose which options we're going to show. So I might choose quick shop only if I don't want to show that visit shop area. And it looks like the quick shop just isn't configured right now. You would do that in the price list itself. But if you wanted to remove that visit shop thing, you would choose quick shop only. And if you want the complete opposite of that, you can do shop pages only. So that's where you would do that. And you can save that as the default setting when you're done too, so that will occur on all of your galleries going forward, and any other ones that are set to follow those default settings. And let's go back here. I'll show you where those quick shop products are too. So that's going to be in selling under the price list. It looks like this one has the stock photos price list enabled on it. So I'm going to go into that one. Stock photos. So when this loads, I'm just going to see my standard products at the very top, but when I'm done, I can scroll down to the bottom and configure the last minute things here. Yep, quick shop products. So there are none right now because the price list is empty, so that explains a lot. But if I just add a, well, let's not do a package. Let's just add a print super duper quick. So now I can move that over to my quick shop products list here. And you can have it so it automatically configures 10 from the price list as well. And you would just save that. Alright guys, well I think we are about out of time today, so if you have any remaining questions, definitely reach out to us at support@zenfolio.com. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. You might even get a hold of me. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week. Take care. We've got tomorrow.